It was talked about, it was planned, expectations were high, and eventually Kenya Airways flights between Nairobi and New York became a reality.
Kenya 002, clear for takeoff, runway 06, surface wind 06009 knots.
The Kenya Civil Aviation Authority, or KCAA, played a key role in the processes that led to the clearance of the airline to fly into the US airspace. But first, what are the lessons learned?
In the area of safety, KCA has benefited immensely going through that Category 1 status on how we can better improve or manage our civil aviation system. We're using the US as a benchmark for excellence in the area of safety of aircraft operations.
Secondly, according to KCAA, the Transportation Security Administration, an agency of the US Department of Homeland Security that has authority over the security of the traveling public in the United States, has helped a great deal to enhance security of Kenya's airports.
And in fact, they're even going to donate special advanced screening equipment for security purposes, which would be a huge benefit for us.
There were 4 key steps for the clearance of Kenya Airways to fly into the US. First, the approval of Category 1 status for Kenya. The US Federal Aviation Administration wanted to know whether Kenya is capable, qualified, and competent to run a safe, efficient, and secure civil aviation oversight system.
There were numerous activities that had to be complete in order to satisfy the FAA on technical competency to operate into the US.
The second process was for the national carrier, that is Kenya Airways, to be granted traffic rights or the commercial authority to operate between Kenya and the US. Thirdly, a security audit was conducted by the Transportation Security Administration, and this paved the way for Jomo Kenyatta International Airport to be granted a last point of departure clearance. The fourth clearance was for Kenya Airways to be granted an air operating certificate, which is the technical authority granted by the Federal Aviation Authority to operate to the US.
We had to burn the midnight oil to make sure that we complied with all the standards. We had to make sure that we had enough inspectors. We had to have a recruitment and training of inspectors as well. And just achieving the Category 1 standards also proves to us and to the world that we are able to be in the league of the aviation industry leaders in the world.
But the audits were not just about the institutions and the aircraft.
Who will fly those aircraft? Who will operate those aircraft? Who will maintain those aircraft? Who will offer air traffic control? That is where personnel licensing comes. In fact, as far as the International Civil Aviation Organization is concerned, they split it down in annexes. And the first annex, what we call Annex 1, is personnel licensing. So in fact, it is the most important bit because you have aircraft, but you can't operate them without personnel.
The CA has had to demonstrate that they have got capable inspectors in all what we call wide and medium aircrafts, that they're able to go and ramp any aircraft. And they're able to actually demonstrate that indeed these aircrafts meet the minimum requirements to fly into and out of our airspace.
The audit journey began way back in 2013.
And they took us through a process that opened our eyes. A lot of questions, they made us look at our systems, and we learned from the audit that we had a couple of gaps that needed to be addressed.
KCAA officials and their counterparts from the FAA met to discuss the way forward on monitoring the flights. FAA said in a statement that the two institutions have a strong working relationship and that many professionals can take pride in this accomplishment, which took hard work and dedication to achieve. The two authorities signed an agreement for training opportunities between the KCAA, the East African School of Aviation, and FAA. For Business Today, I'm Chamwada of Chams Media.